Hey, you guys, and welcome back to Grace and Guided. My name is Tawana. Welcome to season 2, episode 6 of this podcast. If you are listening to anywhere outside of YouTube, thank you for continuing to tune in. But I would love for you to come on over to YouTube to watch the video version of this podcast. I am growing my platforms. I'm so grateful for all that God is doing in this season, for all He is doing in my life. And again, y'all continue to let me know how the podcast is blessing you. Continue to share with me your stories. It helps me to stay encouraged, to know that I am making a difference. And that's what I am here for. Trust me, I got a lot of stuff I could be doing my time, but it has been a blessing thus far. And again, I just thank y'all for tuning in each and every week. We are growing, you guys. We are growing, and God is taking us to another level. And I'm just, again, blessed and grateful to be a part of that. Amen. Let's get right into it, y'all. Today, we're going to be talking about breaking soul ties and emotional attachments. Okay. You know, soul ties can be with anybody. It's not just like a sexual thing. It's soul ties and emotional attachments are very deep, you know, and when it's unhealthy, we got to learn how to break free of those. So I'm going to talk a little bit about that today. Okay. So let's go ahead and get started. So some relationships continue influencing us long after they are over. This episode explores unhealthy emotional attachments, letting go, renewing your mind, and choosing freedom through Christ. Amen. It says some relationships continue influencing us long after they're over. Now, y'all didn't heard me share this story, and I'm probably going to continue to share this story because it is my story and it's, you know, what happened to me. But long after my relationship with my ex-husband, it took me about 3 years to get over that man, you know, and I was just at the point that I knew I couldn't bring anybody else into the relationship. I couldn't bring nobody else in my life because I knew I was still very much attached to him. Right. And that is where I want to start with this. First of all, you got to be real. Okay. Be real with yourself. Be real about how you're feeling. Let's talk about relationships. In relationships, you know, just because it's over does not mean that you have gotten over it. Does not mean that you've healed. Does not mean that you're not still loving that person or still want to be there. You know, just because they're physically not in your environment doesn't mean you've let them go. And that's why we stay longer emotionally, because we haven't learned to let go in that area, and we're still hoping and sometimes even praying and wishing that things will change. I have a good friend. I love her to death. I truly do love her to death. If she ever hear this episode, and I think I've talked about it before, but I have a good friend that she's in California, and we've been friends for a very long time. But one time, me and her was talking, and we was kind of going back and forth in my inbox, and she was telling me about a relationship she had years ago. You know, I mean, this was years ago, me and her talk, but at the time she was saying it was years ago. And she just kept telling me how she just kept believing for this person to be her person because she just can't seem to get over him. She's like, no matter what I do, no matter who I talk to, no matter, I just can't. It's like she don't want to let him go. But she was making it seem like she do want to let him go. She just, for whatever reason, he has a hold on her. And I just want to break that mindset, because that's not true. That's not true. Nobody has a hold on you unless you allow them to have a hold on you. Nobody can control you. You control your emotions. You control how you feel. I'm not saying the emotion is not real. I'm not saying the feeling is not real. I'm not saying what you're not feeling is real. But you have an obligation to work through that. You have an obligation to heal from that, to move on from that. And part of the way you do that is, for one, just being real with yourself and accepting that it's over. Like, that is just where you have to come. If you want to get over somebody, you got to accept that it's over. If you don't accept it's over, you're going to stay there because you hoping and wishing. And again, that's where I was at. I knew it was over, but I didn't fully accept it because I was just hoping things would change. I wanted things to change. You know, I was looking forward to things changing, and I was imagining, okay, when he come back, how much of a beautiful story this was going to be. You know, y'all know the fantasies we have, especially as ladies, the fantasies we have in our heads and the things we conjure up in our own brains. And you done made up a fairy tale about something that's never going to happen. And let's say that God do bring that person back. Allow the Lord to do it. You know what I'm saying? Like, allow the Lord to do it. But for you to keep holding on to it, and for you to keep deep down inside wanting it and praying that it comes back, and there's no signs of it coming back, baby, what they say, if you let it go, if it comes back, then it was meant. But you got to be real. You got to let go, not expecting it to come back. And really just that's just the first thing you have to do if you want to move forward, if you want to heal through the situation, if you truly want to get over it and break the soul tie, break the emotional attachment, you got to accept that it's over. And just accept what it is. It is what it is, right? Part of what y'all gonna always hear me talking about is becoming who God called you to be. When you know who you are, first of all, you ain't tripping over nobody. Okay? Ladies, when you begin to know who you are, when you begin to understand your power, when you begin to understand your authority, when you begin to know who God has created, when you begin to know your purpose on earth, baby, you're not missing out. You're not missing anything that's meant for you. So if somebody came in your life that for whatever reason blessed you and it ended, and it's just like, man, I want, you going through the emotions. Okay, cool. But sis, again, God ain't gonna ever ask you to release something that he don't have something better for. When you know that, you will understand, like, I'm not missing out. Because I be hearing this mindset of, I did a lot of work. I put a lot into this relationship. I didn't put, okay, baby. And prayerfully, that man is good for somebody else. That's what I pray. Everybody and anybody that I have dealt with, you couldn't be the person I needed, but hopefully I've infected you enough in a positive way that you can be better for somebody else. Because I just don't want to go backwards. I'm at that point in my life. I don't want to go backwards with anybody. Once that door have closed, it's just closed. And I think I learned lessons. I don't live in regret. I truly don't live in regret. Nothing. I don't regret anything. There are some things I wish I could do different, or could have said different, or could have. But at the end of the day, I don't live in regret because I learned my lesson. But anything that have come, no matter how much time and energy I put into it, like, and this is why I always say too, nobody can use me. I just had a conversation with my baby the other day where she said something to me like, well, I did it because you did it. And I had to kind of correct her on that. I was like, don't ever do something because somebody else do for you, or don't do stuff for people because you expecting somebody to do something for you. That's a cycle of setup. You setting yourself up for failure every time you moving with an expectation of somebody to do something because you did something. You're going to get failed every single time. Do it because you want to do it. Move like that because you want to move like that. Give somebody something because you wanted to give them something, not because you expected something back. And this is when we just have to learn how to be secure in ourselves. What I did for somebody, how I took care of them, and I've taken care of a lot of people. Men, friends, girls, people. I've taken care of a lot of people in my life. And I've never reached back to say, you owe me, or look what I did for you. I don't do that to people. I do want to be appreciated. You know what I'm saying? Like, show some appreciation, because that just makes me want to continue to go hard. Man, what? When you show me you appreciate me, man, I got you. You ain't never got to worry about nothing. But I don't expect that. I did it because I want to. That's why I said, like, you can't use me. Can't nobody use me. Everything I done did for people is because God laid it on my heart. It's because I chose to do it. It's because I wanted to do it. But can't nobody use me. I'm not in a season to be able to be used. You can't use me. So anything that you do for people, know that you planted seeds. I do believe that. I believe I planted good seed. I plant good seeds. I do intentionally plant good seeds. Like, I don't do anything to harm people. If I've done something to hurt people and I can acknowledge that, I can acknowledge that, and I'll apologize about it. But I'm not, oh my God. I'm recording right now, but people is coming up to the door. And I'm debating if I should go check on them and see what's up. I ain't got time. We got an event finna start and I'm trying to get this done. I can't. Um, Anyways, y'all, forgive me. So I don't do for people because I'm expecting something back. I really do take care of people and I genuinely want to help people. I do things because I choose to do them. If I've done anything to hurt anybody, I really do try to apologize about it when I know I've done something wrong. But at the end of the day, anything that I do is I'm planting good seeds and I allow the Lord to harvest. I allow the Lord to water what needs to be watered. At the end of the day, I'm just there to plant the seed. So just saying that to say, regardless of what you've done for somebody in a relationship, baby, if that ain't who God is calling you to be with, you're going to have to find a way to move on. And just know that you planted good seed and you learned. And now you reap the benefits for somebody else planting good seed in somebody else's life. That's how I feel. It's just a cycle. I don't want nobody that I've been with before. You didn't show me a side of you. And, I'm okay with moving past that. And I'm okay with somebody else coming along and getting that good part of you. Because I wasn't perfect either. Like somebody who the next person that deals with me is getting all the good of what somebody else probably didn't get. Because I learned a lesson and it taught me something. So I'm just carrying on the good. And I just wish we get to that point that we do that, where we carry on the good of the things that we learn from a relationship instead of taking the bad stuff and feeling like, somebody owe you something. No, carry on the good stuff. Carry on what you learn from that onto somebody else. And as you do it, I believe other people will do that to you. So first, acknowledge you being, these people is distracting me because they there and I cannot open that door right now. But acknowledge what you've done in the relationship and then accept the fact that it's over with. Okay. That's if you truly want to let go of somebody and truly move on, accept the fact that it's over with. Now, when it comes to friendships, okay, you got to believe people when they show you who they are. I don't care who it is, what they did. You got to start believing people. Again, we stay longer in relationships and friendships and a part of groups and communities because of how much we've invested, how much they probably done for us or whatever. Okay, if that season is over, that season is over, baby. That season is over. I'm not trying to stay in no season longer than I'm supposed to. I'm not trying to stay in no community, no group, no friend group, no girlfriend, no nothing longer than I was supposed to. If I got what I was supposed to get, if I learned the lesson I was supposed to learn, if I've done what I was supposed to do, then I want to be able to move on in peace. And I don't want nobody holding on to me like that. If I've done my part in your life and blessed you in a way and that season came to an end, it's okay. You know what I'm saying? It's there are some great people in this world. I'm going to meet more great people. You're going to meet more great people. But us trying to hold on and make something work that is just not working, that's insanity to me. That's crazy. That's insanity. I'm not holding on to anything where I feel like this is just not working. It's just not working anymore. And I'm okay with letting you go. Sometimes we feel bad and feel guilty because we do feel like we owe people stuff. You know what I'm saying? If you didn't did something to somebody and you didn't apologize, if you did do something wrong and they trying to hold you to that and won't let you, baby, that's their problem. That's their problem. I can't change what happened. I can't change the past. I can only move forward, acknowledge it, and keep it going. But if you want to stay there, you think you're going to keep me there with you? Absolutely not. I'm not staying there with you. I'm not standing in an emotional, draining position because you don't want to let something go, because you want to hold on to everything because you're holding a grudge. Be released from those type of relationships. If they're not serving you, if they're not adding value, if they're not blessing you, if they're not helping you become a better person and adding value to your life in today, be okay with moving forward and letting it go. Be okay with knowing that I get this to God. That's another thing you got to learn to do. Learn to just give people to the Lord. Stop holding grudges and wishing bad and this little evil stuff people be doing. Don't do that. God see your heart. God see exactly what you're doing, see exactly what's going on, and he's going to hold you accountable for what you do, not what somebody else do. So when somebody is treating you a certain type of way, get them to the Lord. Give them to the Lord and pray for them. Pray mercy, pray blessings, and ask God to help you continue to walk through it and get to the other side of it so that you're not affecting nobody in no negative way. Holding on to people keeps you bound. It keeps you bound because you stay in this cycle that is just like, when is it gonna ever end? When is it gonna ever be over? When is it gonna ever turn around? If you ain't seen no change and no turnaround, baby, you gotta let folks go. Let God deal with these people. God gonna deal with who he needs to deal with. And if it's meant to come back, they gonna come back. And it's gonna be a peace about it. It ain't gonna be no strife. It ain't gonna be no fight. It ain't gonna be no drama. It's gonna come back in a very peaceful way. And people that genuinely feel bad or, feel like they had a part to play in the relationship ending or whatever, they're going to genuinely come back. And it's just gonna be a peaceful thing. But you steady trying to hold on to people because you just want to take everybody with you, baby. No, can't take everybody with you where you going. You cannot take everybody with you where you're going. Where you're going, God is developing you. God has taken you to that place. God ain't say it's your responsibility to bring everybody that started with you on to the finish product, to the promised land. Just because you start with people don't mean you're going to end with the same people. Sometimes people is just meant to help you get off the ground. They there to help you start. They there to help you in the beginning stages of things. And some people genuinely is happy for you at first. And until they see you really doing a thing and really like, everybody can't hang on to that. Because then you deal with that foolishness of this competition and this comparison and people trying to all that. No, that ain't nobody good you need to be around you, because them type of people will sabotage you when you get up there. So when people want to walk away and people want to leave, baby, let them. Stop holding on to what has already released you. Okay? Stop holding on to what already released you. You only emotional about it because you want it to be different, because you hoping, and you, again, when you know who you are, when you're walking in your purpose, when you're walking in and being secure and who God has called you to be, you don't hold on to nothing. You are free at releasing. And then you got to make sure you're not holding nobody in idolatry. You got to make sure you're not idolizing people. Because that's another thing. Like, I will be 100% honest. And I made a video about this, like a real Instagram reel some years ago about my ex-husband. I idolized that man. I worshiped the ground that man walked on. I literally, in my heart, I worshiped that man. I idolized him. Like, he was my everything. That's why God had to break my heart the way he did to get my attention, and had to keep that man's heart hardened towards me. Like, I'm at a point now that I ask God, harden their heart, Lord, harden their heart. Everybody that ain't supposed to be around me, harden they. Keep them hating me. That way they don't come back, because my heart too soft. I've been to let folks come back, being around me that is just like, yeah, okay, I understand. But it's like, no. Yeah. So my prayer is like, and this is relationships too, guys that I talk to, deal with, whatever. Once it's over, Lord, keep their heart hardened towards me. Keep them not liking me, so they ain't got to come back and I got to explain myself. Oh no, I'm gonna move on. Let their heart stay hard towards me. God allow my ex-husband's heart to stay hardened towards me. That man would not budge. He wouldn't budge, because had he budged, I would have probably just been right back in the trap, right back in the cycle, right back in this whole little cycle that we was in. Because as women, we are so emotionally attached. We care so much. We give so much that we are willing to lose ourselves in the process. And that's what we end up doing a lot of times. That's also why you need to know who you are before dealing with somebody, so somebody won't be telling you who you are. So you don't end up in a situation where, rather than you walking in knowing who you are, you've been dealing and being with somebody who's telling you who you are. That's how you end up with narcissists. That's how you end up being manipulated. That's how you end up being played. That's how you end up being dragged around and living in somebody's shadow, because you haven't learned to stand in your own power. A lot of that comes when you by yourself. I also want to teach us how to be single. Just because you're not in a relationship or just because you're not married don't mean you single, sis. You got a friend you dealing with right now getting on your nerves. That ain't being single. That ain't being single. You got people in your aura, people that can hit you up, people you can hit up. When you feeling some type of way, you just want to hang out, you just want to cuddle, you just want a companion. You got people around you right now. Sis, how you think your husband finna find you and you got all this masculine energy around you? Taking up your mental, taking up your physical space. But you want your husband, but you want to be married, but you waiting for your Boaz. You got friends up the yin to the yang. You got men that just, sis, come on. Come on. God ain't playing them games with you. Again, I done told y'all he not finna let you play with his son. Same way he not gonna let his son play with you. So if you ever want to move on, baby, you're gonna have to let some stuff go, let some people go. And release them. And the way you do that, first of all, seek ye first the kingdom. Keep your eyes focused on the Lord. Get closer to the Lord. Accept that it's over. And get your eyes focused on the things that God called you to do. Again, we holding on to people because we hoping, wishing, praying, wanting things to be different, hoping things be different, looking forward to things being different. And somewhere deep down inside, baby, you living in fantasy. You living in a fantasy. But again, when you know who you are, when you genuinely know that, first of all, I'm the gift. I am like, yeah, I got things I need to work on. God got things he needs to do in me. I'm not perfect. And I don't say none of this like I didn't walked out of relationships perfect. No, I done my share of, baby, because this mouth is this, yeah, you know what I'm saying? Ugh. I just never cared. So I didn't have my share of having to learn how to be still, how to be quiet, how to go to God in prayer when I'm feeling like I want to cuss somebody clean, smooth out. Going to the Lord in prayer about it. I've had to go through that. There are things God is trying to do within you. There are things he's trying to work out of you. And if you've been idolizing somebody and drooling all over somebody and dying over somebody, yeah, you're going to pay a price, and that's called heartbreak. That's called you're going to get your heart broken. And then every time you're trying to go back, he's steady breaking your heart because he's steady playing you for real. Steady treating you, steady letting you know, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know how ugly that is? Like, that is such an ugly feeling. Trust me, I know what it feels like to be rejected. You know what I'm saying? When you know, like, I know I'm not. And you don't see me. Hello. Everybody else see me. You don't see me. You don't see all this. What you working with, you don't see. Everybody else see it. And it be the person that you be wanting to see it, don't see it. That's why we got to let go. And you got to be real with yourself, man. Stop forcing somebody to be somewhere that they just don't want to be. And once they show you who they are, baby, you got to believe them. I am telling you, start believing people. Stop living for potential. We got this bad seeing potential. The problem, we see potential and we want to bring the potential out of them. That is not your job, sis. That is not your responsibility to bring that potential out of him when he is refusing to be as potential, live out his full potential. Yes, as a helpmeet, you are there to elevate and help add value and help to point out things because you're dealing with someone who sees. You're dealing with somebody who actually taking your advice and doing what you're saying. But when you're dealing with somebody who got so much potential, but they refuse to live out their own potential, and you feel like you dragging them, trying to show them the best and trying to show them what they capable of, and they just not paying attention. They just really just not giving you they not working with you to let you know, like, okay, I hear what you're saying. They not listening. Believe them and move on to somebody who will listen. There is somebody right now wishing they had a you. There's a man right now wishing he had a you. If you get out your own bubble, if you get out your own world, you will understand everything that you bring to a table. There is a man wanting exactly what you bring. And vice versa, men, if there's any males, there's a woman that wants exactly what you bring. Stop trying to be that to somebody who don't appreciate you. But ultimately, y'all, this always gonna always come down to seeking the Lord. God knows how to matchmake. God knows how to bring you to somebody who's going to appreciate you. But he also in the business of hooking you up just to hook you up, just to calm and your anxiety and to kill your loneliness. God is a purposeful father. He's in the kingdom, living for the kingdom, and everything he do is to elevate and add value to the kingdom. So he ain't bringing somebody just to bring somebody. There is so much work that he has to do in and out of you. And we don't like to go through that process. We don't like to go through the process and don't want to go through that process. Amen. So talking about this, breaking this soul tie and breaking this emotional attachment, accept it's over with some people. Believe what people are showing you and know that you deserve better. I don't got to put up with that. I do not. I'm at the point where I just ain't dealing with no bad people, but I just deserve better than that because I know what I'm bringing to the table, man. I done my work. I ain't bringing no drama to you. I ain't bringing no male aura around me. I'm not bringing no extraness. No, I'm not bringing none of that to your table. You think I'm finna let you bring that to my table? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. No. I, again, would die single before I settle for some stuff I would have probably settled for years ago before I knew really who I was, who I am. I'm just not settling for no anything and no anybody. I want God's best for my life. And that's just a mindset you got to get to. Want God's best. Because then know that you are God's best. You are God's best for somebody else. And if they just don't appreciate it and their opinion does not define you, stop letting what people think about you determine what you think about yourself. That's why you stay stuck, because you letting their opinion of you be exactly what you think about yourself. You're going to fail every time. You're going to be discouraged every time. Don't let what other people's opinion become your identity. Be who God has called you to be. Know what the word says about you. Get in your word and read your word on what God says about you. That's your identity, not what they think. Who cares what they think? Stop caring what they think, especially if they think it bad. Again, you're not perfect. Some of the stuff they say, it might be true. You might is exactly some of the things they is saying. But you also know you are a work in progress and you know God is working on you and you praying about it and you asking God to change you. Okay, work on it. But don't live in it. Don't let nobody keep you there in it. Amen. So let's continue to seek God through everything. Know that you are worthy. Know that you ain't got to be pressed about nobody. You ain't got to stay attached to nobody. Release people. Like I was saying about my friend, she want to hold on to this person because she feel like I just can't get over him because you don't want to get over him. And that's just the period. You ain't going to convince me. You don't want to get over him. You want that man. You hoping he comes back. Somewhere in you is hoping things will change instead of just accepting it's over and allowing God to really bring who he have for you. Because for whatever reason you think that's the end all be all. He the end all be all. He the best that's going to get. And that's why we be staying too. Because we think, man, I got to go through the process of searching again. I got to find somebody. Yeah, that's why y'all messing up. Because you think you got to do it. Stop trying to do it. Get out of God's way. But again, I'm going to take it back to the foundation. It's a relationship. I just trust God enough. I trust him way too much. I trust him enough to know that he's going to bring who he have for me. I don't have to look. I don't have to do anything. I don't have to go search over here. I don't have to position myself. I don't have to do that. I'm at a point now, like I told my baby, I was like, if somebody come right now, I feel like he in my way. I'm going to feel like he in my way right now. Because I'm in such a good place. I am a single woman right now, living my best life. I trust what God's plan for my life, but I'm really enjoying this season of my life. Like I'm doing a lot. I'm learning a lot. I'm becoming a better person. I'm really, I'm really just doing my thing and I feel good about me, looking good, feeling good. tapping into areas of my life I didn't even know I had the potential in myself. Like, man, come on. I'm doing it. So when somebody do come, he ain't dealing with no scrub, man. He dealing with somebody who got her stuff together. When you step to me, yeah, you better step correct. You got to step correct. You can't come half stepping over here. I don't want no half stepping Negroes. You know what I'm saying? I don't want nobody half stepping. You better come correct and come full stepping in your boots, ready to work. But I'm just at the point, I'm just enjoying myself right now. I'm enjoying God. I'm enjoying the time I'm spending with. I'm enjoying my baby. I'm just enjoying myself in this season as a single woman. And when you get to that point, he around the corner. I'm telling you, he on the way. I know he on the way. God already showed me and already told me. I know he on the way, but I can genuinely, truly say I'm enjoying this season that I'm in, and I've been enjoying it, and I'm finally just moving without expecting somebody to come. When he come, he come. If he don't, cool. But I'm just in a good place, and it's such a good. But it took years to get here. I ain't got here overnight, man. It ain't been no overnight thing. It has taken a journey to get here. And my prayers for you is that you get to this point, that you enjoy you, that you begin to love you, that you put that much time and energy that you spending on somebody who didn't release you into yourself, taking care of yourself, working on yourself on the inside and the outside. And when God is ready, he's going to bless you with someone who's going to value you and everything that you bring to the table. Amen. I love y'all. I thank y'all again for tuning in. Continue to be blessed. And we'll talk next week. Have a good one. Peace.